here today at Powers Autobody in Springdale, and we're going to go in and see what's involved in the body shop work of repairing and replacing some parts of your car. And now we're going to go inside and meet Todd Power, and Todd is one of the owners of Powers Autobody. Come in and see what type of work you do, and what exactly is involved in the body shop work.
Well, what we're involved in mostly is the collision insurance part of it.
Yes.
For somebody has an insurance claim, they will come here and get their car repaired.
So we're going to see that type of work take place here today?
Yes, sir.
Can we go out now in the shop and see it?
Yep. Right through here. Okay, this vehicle here was struck in the rear, and it got the tailgate bent, and the rear glass, so we got to take the new tailgate, remove all this hardware off it, put it onto the new one. We're going to paint that and install new glass and all this stuff that goes on that. And there's only a small job, so this one's just a day's work. Not much to it.
What other type of jobs do you see come through the door?
Well, sometimes you do paint jobs for just, rust work or something, but not very often. This is our own truck here. We're going to put 2 new fenders, 2 new doors, 2 new rocker panels, 2 new cab corners, 2 new side pans, and a tailgate. Plus, I'm going to fix the chassis up. Any spots, I'm going to paint it. So that's a big job.
Now,
that would be about a $5,000 job, though, that one.
Most of your jobs, do they come in through the door on their own, or do you have a deal with the insurance company?
Well, we deal with 4 insurance companies: Co-op, Royal, AXA, and Icon. And they send us work. They fax us a sheet saying who the customer is and what type of damage they have.
Yeah.
And we have to contact the customer and do an estimate and send that to the insurance company.
Now, you were telling me a little bit earlier that it's not an inspector comes out and looks at the car. Now, you take pictures and send through a computer?
Yes, if it's one of our 4 companies, there's no insurance appraiser no more. We are the appraisers. And we take a digital picture and do a computerized estimate, and we send that through a modem to the computer that he has in St. John's, or on the mainland, depending on the company.
Well, Todd, what brought you to Springdale and open up a body shop here?
Well, I was unemployed at the time, and so was my father. And Clay Party was selling this place, a good established business, for a good price. And it was a good opportunity, and I didn't want to turn it down.
So you brought your father into the business with you, or
Well, we're partners.
He's partners.
Yes.
And is he going to show us today some of the work that he does around here?
Sure.
Yeah, whatever angle suits you best. Just twist it off there. Same angle. Field involved, they hit the tire and drove the tailgate right in. Can't straighten that. The only way you could, you could go diesel you're doing for yourself or something, but you're doing it for a customer with a good vehicle. You don't try to just stun something up or don't look any good after you.
Now, you plan on finishing that one today?
You're close to it. Yeah, should be.
So we dropped back this afternoon. You should be pretty near completion on this one?
You should, well, we got to paint it now. Paint takes a bit of time, for to complete. It don't take all that long to do, but then you got to let it dry. So
right.
Plan on painting the tailgate first and then putting it on. Put the hardware on first. Everything that we can put on, except for these pieces here. We just bolt that on after and put the latch and everything into it. Then we're going to paint it. Then tomorrow morning we should be able to hang it. So she won't be completely put together today. The glass should be together. Tailgate painted.
You install the glass too?
Oh yes. We do all our own work.
Do your own work, everything here?
When everything comes in the door, we do. Yeah, we've had a fellow come in a couple times and cut out the glass. We haven't got the proper tools to cut it out if we're trying to save the glass.
Right.
So we get a fellow come in the office to do that. But other than that, we can't anything that's beat up or anything like that. We just go ahead and take it out, put our new in. We don't have anybody do any work for it.
So for somebody that's watching this video now and got a small job or even a big job, where would they get in touch with you and how would they get in touch with you?
Well, we're in phone though.
Yeah.
No, just get our number and And if you through the insurance, they'll contact us. You know, but it's a small job, just inform them. We're right here.
And you like to see people come through the door?
Oh, definitely so. Definitely so. Yes, the more comes in, the better we feel. We try to send them away happy.
And guaranteed to work.
And guaranteed to work.
In writing.
In writing. You know,
But she was severely damaged and had a bent chassis.
Yeah.
We have a frame straightener. Or like, you would clamp the vehicle to the floor using 4 of these, 1 on each corner. Sort of, not on the far corner, but in the middle. And when she's clamped to the floor, I would take this side-chart frame straightener, and you would hook onto the vehicle, and hook this to the floor, and she would pull out, she would pull 15 tons. And that's enough to straighten any chassis. Either that or it would tear the vehicle to pieces.
Now, how bad is a car demolished or bent when you finally say it's written off?
Well, it all depends on what the vehicle's worth. That's all it goes by. If you have a $10,000 vehicle and it has $7,000 damage, she'll be wrote off. Once you get past 60% of the vehicle's value,
Right.
they usually write them off. Because if there's hidden damage, it will drive the costs up well beyond. Because lots of times, if you've got a severely damaged vehicle, when you start taking her apart, you find damage that you weren't expecting,
Right.
and then that drives the cost up. So if she's up on that. Okay, we have another minor job here. Somebody in the parking lot struck her with a truck, and the paint was a lot on her. She got her scrope through there, and the tail light broke, and a dent and some scratches in the quarter panel. What we'd have to do there is sand all of that off, sanded all the gouges and scratches. Here we'd have to put a small bit of putty and fix that little dent. And then paint this, we got to paint the whole rear bumper. Then we have to paint all of this panel down there, right up around, down to there. Because once you start painting the panel, you got to paint the whole panel. See, if not, where you try and taper your paint out, you get flaking. 6 months or a year down the road. And where we guarantee our working right, and we don't want any flaking or any problems with it. We have to make sure that it's going to last.
Now, Todd, can we see some of the tools that's involved in your work? Because I know there's quite a few tools that people don't see every day. Can we have a look at some of the tools?
Well, first thing I'll show you is this is a paint room. I guess you'd call it kind of a tool. Exhaust fans. We have a big fan motor out there, and it sucks all the paint out. And while I'm painting, there's a lot of fumes, and to filter with an ordinary respirator, fumes out of paint, and paint is like mercury. You know, there's no mercury in it, it's isocyanates, and they build up in your system and they never leave. And if you keep breathing them in, eventually they'll get you. So I use a air supply system, and it outside into the paint booth to that hose, and I have that hose attached to my paint hose. So when I'm painting, I got fresh air from the outside. 1 second now. That and it's pumping fresh air from the outside so I'm breathing any paint fumes. Gravity feed paint gun here. This one is better for doing spot repairs and small jobs. You get a really fine texture with it, and it's good for spraying clear coat and blending out small spots. It's a really good gun for small clear coat jobs on new cars. And if you're doing a complete paint job on a new car with clear coat, I prefer to use a suction feed gun, because you can put more paint in it and it delivers more paint out. You can do a faster, wetter paint job for a complete. And I got a gun there that's really coarse for if I'm painting a truck or something with industrial paint. So I have 3 different spray guns that I use mostly.
Now, do you mix your own paint, Todd, or do you have it brought in?
We're gonna mix our own paint very shortly. We have all the equipment here now to mix our own paint. That way we can get a better color match.
Do you actually use, like, if you bring in different cars from different makers, do you actually use the paint from those makers?
Oh yes, there's a paint code written on every vehicle, and we just look for that. Then what we do is we look in this book and just compare the numbers and make sure that the color hasn't been changed on the vehicle, and compare the color to the chip, because sometimes for one code there's 4 different alternates, and you have to compare the vehicle to that chip to pick your alternate, because it could be lighter than that chip, darker, or greener than the chip. That makes color matching a bit difficult sometimes. You have to pick the right alternate.
Now, a car
And that's where our paint mixing system is going to come in. It'll help us choose our alternates.
Yeah.
And if we pick the wrong one, we can easily mix another little bit and get the right one.
a car that's 3 or 4 years old and the paint has faded a bit, how do you match the paint?
Well, these days, since clear coat came out, cars don't fade as quickly, so you don't have that problem as much. And if we do encounter that, we just blend it further. We might have to paint the whole side rather than one door or something like that. But here we guarantee our color matches, so we got to do what it takes to match the color, you know. But there's a small little dent. You can get at this one from the inside to pound it out, but just in case you couldn't, you'd either have to fill it right up with filler, and that could be a lot of filler sometimes if it's in a bad spot, or I can show you the proper way of doing it. So I got to grind the paint onto this now. Once the paint is ground off, this here is a little welding machine. What it does, so put it there, I'll weld. It looks like a little nail. The head of it welds arc welds onto the metal, and this here attaches to it like a drill chuck, more or less, on a drill bit, and you can pull it in. When you get the vent tool, grind that off, and there's no hole in the metal. And you can pull that out so good that you don't need very much filler at all, it's just a small squeeze.
No, we're not quite as bad as that yet.
You have to go beat them out, you know.
You've since painted it?
Yeah, that's the new one.
That's the new one?
That's the new one ready to install.
Painted that off the vehicle so we wouldn't have to tape up the vehicle, and we wouldn't get no overspray on it or anything. So tomorrow morning we're going to install that, and the job will be finished.
And someday, hopefully, we'll see the vehicle running around with the new tailboard on it. Now, what's left to finish this up before it's installed?
You know, I got the window. Well, no, I got the window put in today, see?
Yeah.
This morning when we were here.
Yeah.
Got the new glass put in, the wiper put on.
More or less now, just bolt on the tailgate, that's it.
Put on the tire, spare tire bracket. Bolt
She's
on.
ready for the road again.
See, we're ready for the road.
Now, Todd, this morning we looked at this car. She had a dent and a scratch on the bumper.
Scratch in the bumper, yeah.
And now you've got her finished, ready to paint.
Yep, I got her the dent fixed, the whole panel sanded, because if you clear coat the whole panel, like I said, without scuffing it off,
Right.
clear won't stick. And on top of that, I got an adhesion promoter sprayed right over that. And this here is primed. Well, there's actually 3 layers on that. And then the adhesion promoter, so that makes 4 layers. There's a corrosion-resistant primer, a filling primer, and a gray sealer, and then I went over the works with adhesion promoter. And after this now, what I'm going to do when I go to paint it, is the green base coat, which is the color. I'm going to taper that out, making sure I don't get any next to this panel and any next to that trunk. And then when that dries, I'm going to clear coat the whole panel. And if there's no green reaches this area or that area, it can't be a different color. It's when I clear coat that original green, that's the only color that's going to be there. So I'm going to fade into the new paint and fade it out that way.
Now, when we come back, we'll be able to see this car as a finished product because this car is from here in town. We shouldn't have much trouble finding her.
No trouble finding this car, sir. And color match will be perfect, and you won't be able to tell she was ever touched. All dent, and people think it's quick to repair it, but in order to paint the car, we have to tape the whole car up because when you're spraying this, the overspray goes right over the whole place, and you'd end up overspraying the car. Remember, this is a brand new 1998. I don't think the customer would appreciate overspray on it. So there's a lot more work goes into it than what people think.
Todd doing here now is the final clear coat. Finish up the car. From what we've seen